My dear friends, my name is Jacob Fiveash, and welcome to Uncaged Zootours. If you are new to the channel and love animals, I recommend and appreciate you hitting the like, subscribe, and bell icons to join me on my tours. Today, we're heading back to California for another tour at the world-famous San Diego Zoo. So far, we went to the Australian outback, polar bear plunge, and Africa rocks. But our next tour will showcase the most unique and largest exhibit in the zoo, Elephant Odyssey. Originally opened on May 23, 2009, it showcases animals from North America, South America, and Africa that represent extinct animals that lived in Southern California in the Pleistocene era. We'll compare many of the animals to their extinct relatives, meet some new animals I haven't talked about yet, and even go behind the scenes. Let's begin. We'll start at the north entrance, located a little ways away from Polar Bear Plunge. 12,000 years ago, Southern California was a lot different, and most of the animals that lived during that time became extinct or completely died out. But some of the animals' bones ended up in sticky tar pits and were found by paleontologists, who put the bones back together and learned how these animals lived. Beyond the tar pits is our first dik-dik. These antelopes only weigh around 6 to 13 pounds, and their names refer to their alarm call. See that long snout? The dik-dik uses its snout to pump blood through its nose and cooling it through evaporation. Dik-diks also use their small size to hide in deep thickets from predators. Next up are the zoo's African lions, Ernest and Ellen. If you visit Elephant Odyssey right when the zoo opens, you might hear a lion roar. Ernest and Ellen represent the now extinct American lion, who is a lot larger than their African relatives. American lions were also solitary hunters, although they were able to run up to 30 miles per hour. A male American lion weighed up to 1,000 pounds, which is twice as heavy as an African lion. Ernest and Ellen are neighbors with another big cat, Nindiri the jaguar. When I went to the San Diego Zoo, I not only saw a lion roar, but also a jaguar roar. Jaguars also lived in North America around 12,000 years ago and had longer legs because they stalked prey on the ground instead of in the trees. But another big cat that lived during that time was the Smilodon. The Smilodon was often mistaken for a saber-toothed tiger because paleontologists thought it had stripes, but it had spots instead. The Smilodon used its 7-inch long canine teeth to bite its prey's neck. Smilodons prefer to hunt from trees and then attack prey with their teeth. The next exhibit contains a family of capybaras. Fossil remains of a capybara that were found in 1995 proved that capybaras also used to live in Southern California. Southern California was a lot different in the Pleistocene era. It looked more like a forest instead of the desert that exists nowadays. It was also a lot wetter, which was perfect for the capybaras that lived there. After all, capybaras don't stray far from water. In 2023, the San Diego Zoo welcomed 4 capybara pups. A capybara's gestation period is 5 to 6 months, and they can give birth to 4 to 8 pups. Having that many children is a good idea for mom because that means more eyes that can watch out for predators. The capybaras also live with a Baird's tapir. Like capybaras, tapirs also used to live in North America, but they went extinct. Tapirs are sometimes called living fossils, which is an animal that has remained the same and looks like their extinct relatives. Other examples include horseshoe crabs, crocodiles, aardvarks, and even red pandas. Fossils of tapirs have been found on every continent except Antarctica. A lot of people mistaken tapirs for a pig, an aardvark, or an elephant, but they're more closely related to horses and rhinos. Following an aviary with Nicobar pigeons, some reptiles like a Mexican alligator lizard and an island night lizard, along with a turtle pond, is the main event. Say hello to the zoo's African elephants. These giants represent the Columbian mammoth. Columbian mammoths were 13 feet tall and weighed 10 tons, which is almost twice as heavy as an African elephant. While an African elephant's tusks can be 5 to 8 feet long, a Columbian mammoth's tusks were up to 16 feet long. Unlike the iconic woolly mammoth, Columbian mammoths didn't need thick fur to survive because they lived in warmer climates. But life wasn't easy for these giants. The mammoths had to deal with humans, bad weather, smilodons, tar pits, and even boiling hot geysers. The Columbian mammoth was also the largest elephant species at the time. The next exhibit contains some donkeys and the ships of the desert, our first dromedary camels. Contrary to popular belief, camels don't store water in their hump. Instead, it stores fat that converts energy to help the camel survive the hot desert or the freezing cold. Instead of their humps, camels store water in their bloodstream. A camel can survive in a desert for up to 8 days and can lose 30% of its weight. But when a camel sees an oasis, it can drink 21 gallons of water in 10 minutes. Camels can refill the fat in their humps by eating and drinking. The dromedary camels at the zoo represent the extinct western camel, who lived in North America 12,000 years ago. The western camel lived as far north as Alaska, but scientists believe that extinct camels moved across a massive land bridge that connected Russia to Alaska. This land bridge also allowed other animals to migrate between North America and Asia. The dromedary camels are neighbors with their cousins, our first llama and guanacos. I got to see both species when I went behind the scenes. But what's the difference between a llama and a guanaco? Llamas have large banana-shaped ears, are larger, come in a variety of different colors, and are domesticated. Guanacos are wild, slender. Their ears are pointy like an elf's, and they are only reddish-brown with a white belly. When I went behind the scenes, the guanacos loved being fed their veggies, but the llama was shy around my group. Both species are known for their spitting. Even though llamas and guanacos are mild-mannered, they may spit at other llamas or guanacos when they feel threatened. First, they try a dry spit, then a saliva spit. But if someone really grinds their gears, they'll retaliate by spitting a loogie of half-digested grass up to 6 feet away. A llama or guanaco covered in a gross loogie will not eat for the rest of the day. Guanacos have been a big part in the zoo's history. At the groundbreaking ceremony for the Sandiegozoo Safari Park in 1969, a guanaco and a young Asian elephant were involved in the ceremony. The next exhibit contains a red rattlesnake, a southwestern speckled rattlesnake, and a southern Pacific rattlesnake, who live with a Mexican beaded lizard. The final exhibit has a raven living with a California condor. Like capybaras, California condors also lived in the Pleistocene era, but the largest bird during that time was the extinct teratorn. Like the California condor, the teratorn had a bald head that helped its head stay clean while eating. Their name translates to monster bird, and their wingspan was 11 to 12 feet long. Teratorns were not only scavengers, but they also ate smaller prey like small birds and mammals. And that officially wraps up our look at one of the most iconic exhibits at the world-famous San Diego Zoo. Elephant Odyssey was a lot of fun to film, and you'll never see so many animals representing extinct species. But our next two tours will be a back-to-back two-parter of the Wildlife Explorers Base Camp. We'll see Komodo dragons, hummingbirds, jacanas, insects, bees, butterflies, a caracal, a fennec fox, prairie dogs, a coati, squirrel monkeys, a wild blue heron, spiders, leafcutter ants, an axolotl, and 2 active sloths. We'll also see the zoo's Wildlife Wander Show. Today's question is, of the 4 animals that are new to my channel, dik-diks, dromedary camels, llamas, and guanacos, which one was your favorite and why? Thank you for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time. You're smart, creative, and kind.